Let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into a topic that completely transforms how we speak and understand English. We're going to demystify exactly how grammar expresses reality, possibilities, and even our biggest regrets through conditionals. This explainer is going to take all those seemingly confusing rules you've wrestled with and turn them into a super clear, visual spectrum that'll finally make everything just click right into place.
To kick things off, consider this everyday dilemma. If I win the lottery versus if I won the lottery, right? We use these kinds of what-if scenarios constantly. But notice how tweaking just one tiny word, going from win to won, entirely alters the reality of the sentence. One implies you actually bought a ticket and genuinely have a chance, while the other, well, that's just a wild, distant daydream. And honestly, that is the pure power of conditionals.
I know so many of you have been struggling with this and asking for a breakdown, so welcome to my channel and welcome to this explainer. Come on down this rabbit hole of reality with me today. We are absolutely going to master these structures once and for all using clear, logical steps.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. 1. The reality spectrum. 2. Real facts and futures. 3. Dreams and regrets. 4. Bending time with mixed conditionals. 5. Advanced mastery with inversions. And 6. Common learner errors.
Section 1. The reality spectrum. Understanding the basic building blocks of conditionals. Before we get completely bogged down in memorizing verb tenses, I want you to think of conditionals kind of like math equations. It's actually a super straightforward cause and effect relationship. The basic formula is this: an if clause representing your condition plus a main clause representing the result. So, if something happens, then something else happens. And the crazy part is, swapping just a single variable in this equation completely changes the level of reality you're describing.
Section 2. Real facts and futures, the zero and first conditionals.
Our first stop on the spectrum is the zero conditional, and this deals with scenarios that are 100% real. The formula? It's if plus the present simple followed by another present simple. Think of scientific facts or laws of nature. If you heat ice, it melts. It's not a maybe, it's an absolute guarantee. So the crucial point is that it represents a universal rule that happens every single time. Actually, in these cases, you can just swap the word if with when, and the sentence still makes perfect sense because, well, it's a constant truth.
Next up, we step just slightly forward in time to the first conditional. This is basically your realistic tool for future planning. The structure here is if plus present simple, followed by will or won't, plus a base verb. You're going to use this when there is a genuine, very likely chance something will happen. For example, if it rains tomorrow, we'll stay home. It's a practical, real-world plan based on a highly possible future event.
Let's put these side by side really quick. If it gets cold, I make tea is your zero conditional. That's a general daily habit, a literal fact about me. But add the word will to make it a first conditional. If it gets cold, I will make tea. See how the focus shifts? It moves from a general universal truth to a specific planned possibility for the future. It's the exact same core idea, but a completely different reality level.
Section 3. Dreams and regrets, the second and third conditionals.
All right, now we leave reality completely in the dust. Let me introduce you to the second conditional, which is essentially the grammar of unlikely daydreams. The formula uses if plus the past simple, followed by would and a base verb. Now here's a fascinating quirk you have to remember. Even though we use the past tense in this formula, we are actually talking about an imaginary present or future. We're literally just using the past tense to distance the idea from reality. So if I had $1 million, I'd buy a house. I definitely don't have the money right now, so it's purely hypothetical.
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. We know the first conditional. If I win the lottery, I will travel. Realistic, right? Maybe I actually bought a ticket today. But changing win and will to won and would completely plunges the sentence into an imaginary, highly unlikely reality. If I won the lottery, I would travel.
But hey, what if we want to talk about something that already happened, and we literally cannot change it? Enter the third conditional, the grammar of regret and missed chances. Here, we are looking back at an impossible, completely unchangeable past. The structure is if plus past perfect, followed by would have and a past participle. Like, if I had studied, I would have passed. You didn't study, and you didn't pass. It's completely unreal because the past is already set in stone.
I know that is a ton of information to process, so let's look at this summary of the reality spectrum. We start at 0, which is 100% real and always happens, then move down to first, a likely future, then we cross that border into second, an unlikely present dream, and finally arrive at third, an impossible past. Keep this structure locked in your mind as we venture into some advanced territory.
Section 4. Bending time. Mixed conditionals. Combining past and present time frames. Get ready to bend the rules a bit, because sometimes life just isn't as perfectly neat as a textbook. Let's move to and see how this builds when we mix time frames. There are two main ways to do this. First, a past condition with a present result. For example, if I had studied art in college, I'd be a designer today. We're mixing the third conditional's past with the second conditional's present. Or, flip it around, a present condition with a past result. If I didn't love coffee, I wouldn't have started this channel. My present ongoing love for coffee directly caused a past action. Using these mixed conditionals makes your English sound incredibly natural.
Section 5. Advanced Mastery. Inversions. Formal and elegant conditional structures.
For those of you looking to truly level up your fluency, we can use these highly formal inverted structures where we drop the word if entirely. So instead of saying, if I had known, you say, had I known about the bed bugs, I wouldn't have stayed. Instead of if it were not, you say, were it not for the building work, the pool would be open. And instead of if you should need help, you just say, should you need help, please contact me. Reversing the subject in the auxiliary verb like this instantly makes your English sound incredibly professional, formal, and, honestly, kind of poetic.
Section 6. Common learner errors. Defeating the final grammar bosses.
Let's run through a rapid-fire troubleshooting sequence to help you defeat the biggest traps. Number 1. Never ever put will or would inside the if clause itself. It's if it rains, I will go. Definitely not if it will rain. Number 2. Don't forget the have in the third conditional. It is I would have baked a cake, not I would baked. And number 3, and this is huge because directly translating from your native language often trips people up here, you might want to use was, but in hypothetical second conditionals, you absolutely need to use were for all subjects.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this famous grammatical quirk. Always say if I were you, never if I was you. I know, normally we say I was, but in this magical hypothetical realm of the second conditional, were is the grammatically correct standard. It's actually a stubborn linguistic survivor from Old English that just refuses to die. Mastering this tiny detail makes you sound incredibly proficient.
Well, that brings us to the end of our journey across the reality spectrum. I want to leave you with one final challenge to test your active learning. Answer this mixed conditional in your own mind right now. If you had found this explainer earlier, what would you be doing right now? Let that sink in. Keep practicing these, have fun with them, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.